The woods are whispering. Are you ready to listen? Then let's tiptoe into the whispering woods.
High in an old oak tree, where the acorns grow as big as your thumb, there lived a squirrel named Pip. Pip had very fast feet, and even faster worries. He liked to check everything 3 times. He checked his acorn pile. He checked the sky for clouds. He checked his tail to make sure it was still fluffy. But one afternoon, as Pip was counting acorns for the 4th time, he heard something new. A low thump, then a scratch, then a tiny whimper. Pip's heart began to race. He whispered to himself, "That is not a woodpecker. That is not the wind. That is a something." The whimper came again, a little louder. Pip became very scared. He thought the something must be hungry. He thought the something must be under the ground, inside the big hollow log near the mossy stone. So Pip did what he always did when he was frightened. He ran. Pip ran through the leaves so fast that a ladybug had to jump out of his way. He ran until he bumped into someone soft and warm. It was Barnaby the Badger. Barnaby was old and slow and wore tiny reading glasses. He was taking an afternoon nap against a tree root. When Pip bumped into him, Barnaby did not get angry. He simply opened one eye and asked very calmly if Pip had tripped over his own feet again. But Pip couldn't stay calm. He told Barnaby about the noises, the thumping, the scratching, the whimpering, coming from the hollow log. Barnaby thought for a moment. Then he asked Pip a very important question. He asked, "Did the noise say it was scary?" Pip had to admit, no. The noise just whimpered. So Barnaby said that perhaps it was not a monster. Perhaps it was someone who needed help. Pip stamped his little foot and said, "But it's dark in the hollow log." Barnaby smiled gently. He told Pip that darkness is not a monster. Darkness is just the world resting. Then he held out his paw and said, "Come, I will walk with you, but you must hold my paw and breathe slowly." And so they walked. Pip tried to breathe slowly, but his heart was still a drum. Boom, boom, boom. As they got closer to the hollow log, the grass rustled beside them. Out stepped Luna the fox. Luna had red fur and a quiet voice. She hardly ever shouted. Luna said she had heard the whimper too. She had been watching from the ferns. She agreed with Barnaby. Something small and scared was inside that log. Pip asked Luna if she was scared of anything, and Luna admitted, very softly, that she was scared of being alone. But she said she would go into the dark hollow log anyway, because that is what brave means. Going forward even when you are afraid. The whimper came again, higher this time, like a baby crying. Barnaby pointed his snout toward the log and said, "That is not a growl, that is a cry." Pip felt his own fear start to change into something else, worry, not for himself, but for whoever was inside. Luna went first, Barnaby followed, and Pip, taking a very deep breath, went last. Inside, the hollow log was dark, not like night sky dark, more like a closed closet dark. But the 3 friends moved slowly. Luna's paws made soft sounds on the damp wood. Barnaby whistled a tiny quiet tune, and Pip kept his paw on Barnaby's fur so he wouldn't feel lost. Now, little listener, I want you to imagine what they felt. The air inside the log was cool and smelled like wet dirt, like a garden right after rain. The floor was not hard like stone. It was springy, like moss that had been sleeping for 100 years, and the walls were bumpy. If you reached out your hand, you could feel 100 tiny ridges, like fingers holding the log together. Pip could not see anything, but he could hear the whimper. It was very close now, and he could hear tiny sniffles. Luna whispered, "To the left." Under that root, she brushed aside some leaves, and then she made a soft, sad sound. There, curled up in a little ball, was a baby mole. His name was Manny. Manny was shaking. His nose was red from bumping into the wood. He was blind. Moles cannot see well, but he could feel that someone had found him. In a tiny, trembling voice, Manny explained that he had followed a worm into the log. Then the light went away. He got lost. He couldn't find his mama, and he was cold and scared. Pip realized something important. Manny was not a monster. Manny was just a baby who needed help. Luna spoke to Manny in a very soft voice. She asked his name. She told him he was safe. Then Pip did something surprising. He stepped forward. Even though he was still scared of the dark, even though his heart was still beating fast, Pip said, "I can lead you out. I have very good eyes. Hold on to my tail. It's fluffy." Manny reached out his tiny paws and touched Pip's tail, and he said, very quietly, "It is fluffy." Pip giggled, a nervous, happy giggle. He told Manny not to pull too hard. Luna walked behind them. She promised that if anyone got scared, they would stop and rest. Barnaby walked at the very back, humming his little tune. They took 10 steps, then 20. The only sounds were soft paw steps and a distant drip of water. And then, a change. The air grew warmer. A sliver of orange light appeared ahead. Pip shouted, "I see the end." They hurried, but carefully, toward the light. And with one last push through the leaves, they tumbled out of the hollow log into the warm, low sun. Manny lifted his nose to the sky. He couldn't see the colors, but he could feel the heat on his fur. And he cried, "I feel it. I feel the warm." Just then, a voice called out from nearby. It was high and worried. It was calling, "Manny, Manny." Manny jumped up. "That's my mama." A moment later, a grown mole came running through the leaves. She was crying with relief. She grabbed Manny and hugged him so tight that his little feet kicked in the air. She asked where Manny had gone, and he explained about the worm and the dark and the log. Then he pointed to Pip and Luna and Barnaby. He said, "The squirrel with the fluffy tail saved me, and the fox, and the badger with glasses." Manny's mama turned to the 3 friends. Tears rolled down her furry cheeks. She asked how she could ever thank them. Barnaby said, very gently, "You just did. You found your little one. That is thanks enough." But Manny remembered something. He reached into his tiny pocket. His mole paws fumbled for a moment. Then he pulled out something small and shiny. He said, "I found this in the log. I couldn't see it, but I could feel it. It's for you." Pip took the object carefully, and his eyes went wide. It was an acorn, but not a normal acorn. It was made of silver, cool and smooth and gleaming in the evening light. Barnaby adjusted his glasses and looked at the silver acorn. He said he had never seen anything like it. Then he told Pip to keep it safe. He said, "It found you for a reason." Pip held the silver acorn in his paw, and for the first time all day, his heart stopped racing. He realized that the dark wasn't so bad. It just had lost things waiting to be found. And so, as the sun tucked itself behind the hills, the friends said goodbye to Manny and his mama. Luna sat under the moon, watching over the woods, because that is what foxes do when they love their friends. Barnaby went back to his set, his cozy, dark, safe home. He fell asleep with his reading glasses still on his nose. And Pip climbed up to his oak tree. He placed the silver acorn on his pillow of dried leaves. that night, he did not check everything 3 times. He checked once, because once, he realized, is enough.
Join us for the full bedtime stories from our Enchanted playlist on our YouTube channel.